Hi everyone. So welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So this is gonna be kind of like a compilation over this next week of reading updates, because I am planning to read a lot this week. It is the second week in April, so I would like to have at least 2 of my April TBR books done, and ding 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 for me, I already got one finished this morning, so yes. So yeah, let's just talk about the updates. I have read a few more chapters in Awake by Jen Hatmaker, and I've read a few more chapters in The Secret Garden by Frances Burnett. I know I keep saying I want to get them finished, and I really do. And to be honest with you, even though I'm really enjoying Awake, I think I've kind of gotten out of my rhythm of reading it, and I've also gotten out of my rhythm of reading The Secret Garden, because I was reading like 2 or 3 chapters of The Secret Garden like every time I picked it up, but now I've kind of stalled on both of them, and I don't know what's holding me back. I guess I just get so excited about all the books I want to read that then I read and then I procrastinate. But I've also read a bunch of books. Well, not a bunch, but I've read a handful of books on Kindle Unlimited. I can't remember what I read on there now. I've just drawn a complete blank. I haven't I haven't written what I've read so far this past week in my reading journal yet, so I can't look at that. But it's okay. So yeah, I've made a little bit of progress in Awake and The Secret Garden, so I really do want to try to finish them this week, and if I don't, I might just put them to the side and try getting through the rest of my TBR and then coming back to them. So let's talk about the first book that I finished for my April TBR. I finished Private Charter by N.R. Walker, and it was a 4-star read for me. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was good, because I feel like sometimes in like man on man or girl on girl romances, I feel like sometimes they can get a bit repetitive, and which is the same for man and woman romance. They can also get repetitive, but I feel like I read so many man on man romances like back to back that they started feeling a little repetitive. Like, so having taken a break from reading man on man for a while and then having one to read for my TBR, it was really nice to read again. It was very good. I enjoyed it. And you know what? The book actually went into, like, I wouldn't say a lot of detail, but it went into, I would say, a pretty good amount of detail about sailing and just like the boat in general. And even though, you know, the story was mostly about 2 guys and they're like started out as like a flirty friendship and then moved to more intimate stuff, and it was just really good. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of good banter. Like I said, I enjoyed reading about, like, you know, the character coming onto the boat being really interested about the boat, and the guy that ran the boat, you know, teaching him about it and showing him how to sail and work everything, and it was just really good. And oh my gosh, and the ending. Okay, so there was like 2 or 3 ending chapters that were like, oh, and or maybe it was like 1 ending chapter, 1 or 2 ending chapters, and then there was an epilogue, right? Well, the last like 2 chapters was just crazy, because, you know, then there was that 3rd act conflict. I was like, no, don't do this, just work it out, no conflict. But there was 3rd act conflict, but it only lasted for like a chapter or so, something like that, a chapter or 2. And by the end of the last chapter before the epilogue, it was good. But the way that the one guy came in at the end to get the other guy, and it was swoony. I was like, oh, yay. And then the epilogue was just cute, and it was nice reading that like time jump. I said that kind of weird, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I really enjoyed the book. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. It is something I would probably like definitely reread. I think I would like to purchase a copy of it. I had never actually read N.R. Walker before, I don't think. So I would definitely like to check out more of her books, see if I like anything else. She's an Australian author, and so I was getting ready to say obviously, but maybe it isn't obvious, but her book was based out of Australia, but it was really good. I liked it a lot. So other updates, let's see. So I think the next book I'm going to read on my TBR, I don't know which one I want to read next. Because I've got Dungeon Crawler Carl, How to Lose a Goblin in 10 Days, When the Moon Hatched, I Am Malala. Shoot, I can't remember my other book. I did write down what I was gonna read for April, right? Or maybe I didn't write it down yet. Oh. I didn't write it down yet. Hold on. Because I think the other book I'm forgetting is my Jellyfish Challenge book. April. No, Private Charter was my April book for my Jellyfish Challenge. So I've already read that. Yeah, I Am Malala and Dungeon Crawler Carl. Oh, I'm forgetting my book club read. That's what I'm forgetting. That's right. My book club read is The River Has Roots. That's right. Oh, and that's on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm going to be, you know what? I think I'm going to read that next, because since it's on my Kindle Unlimited, I won't have to worry about bringing a book to work with me, and I can just read it while I'm at work. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I'll start reading it tonight. Then I'll have 2 done out of 6. And I can start the 3rd. Okay. But also, in other exciting news, so there's, the county has a real nice public library, right? And it's, you know, about 30 minutes from my house down in town, because I do not live, like, in a town. I live 30 minutes from a town. Anyway, and I've always heard it's really nice, and they do a lot of stuff, and there's a couple of different groups that do book clubs and things, but I just never found the time to like go, especially since I'm working night shift all the time, and then I only have like 1 day off 1 week, and then I have to work, you know, the 8 straight days, and then I get the next 3 days off. But usually I'm like catching up on sleep the first day, and then the next 2 days I just don't want to do anything but read and relax, you know, maybe take a hike. So anyway, I've just never really made time to go, but I had to go into town for a chiropractor appointment last week, and it was on my day off that I had to go. So then I decided, when I was on the way to the appointment, I was like, you know what? I am going to go to the library this morning, because my appointment was at like 9:30 and the library opened at 9. So I was like, okay, they're going to be open. So I ended up going, and the library is so nice. It was just nice, you know? And I was really surprised, I guess. I don't know. I guess I expected the library to be a little more old school, but it was pretty updated inside. And anyway, so I signed up for a library card. And so then I checked 2 books out from the library, and I put a hold on one that wasn't at my library, but that was at another one. I actually need to check my email today and see if it came into the library, because I have another chiropractor appointment tomorrow. So I'll be in town, so I can go pick it up if it's there. I don't remember what it's called now. Crap. It was something I hadn't really heard of, though. Like, I ended up getting on one of the computers at the library, and it wasn't like I wanted to look up anything specifically. Like, I had kind of just been like browsing around the shelves, like seeing what they had. And then I was like, you know what, maybe I should get on the computer and, you know, I could look at like their catalog, and I could like search by genres and see what they have, see if there's anything I'm interested in. And if they have it here at this one, then I can go look for it on the shelves and check it out. But I ended up finding this series. It wasn't at my library. It was at another one, because there's like 3 libraries a part of, I don't really know how to describe it, but there's one in my county, and the other 2 counties like next to us, like to the south and east, I think. Yeah, the south and east of us. So each county library is like linked together, so they can swap books between them. Anyway, it was at one of the other libraries, and so I put a hold on it. When it comes in, I will show you guys, because I can't remember what it was or what it was about. And my phone is all the way over there, so I can't look at my email right now. But yeah, so I did get 2 books from the library. I got The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score, which I have already started reading. I know you're thinking, Goldie, if you already started reading that, why are you not reading your books? But you know what? I only have this book and my other book for 21 days. That's how long my library rents out before I have to renew it. And I would like to finish the 2 books before then, so that then I can, you know, return them and get more. But I love Lucy Score. I've read a bunch of her books already, and this is the Riley Thorne novel. Yeah, the Riley Thorne series. There's 3 books in it, and the library does have the other 2. So I've been curious about this book and the series that goes along with it, the other 2 books, for a while. Like, I see it kind of randomly every now and then, like as suggested books on my Kindle app. But I've just never decided to read it. And I don't even remember if it's free on Kindle anymore or if I have to buy it now. But anyway, it's a little bit different than some of her other books, so I wasn't really sure if I was going to like it. And if I have to buy it now, I don't want to buy it and then not like it. Even though I've liked everything else Lucy Score has written, I guess I'm still always kind of like suspect, especially if, like, even though the premise sounded interesting, it didn't intrigue me as much as some of her other books did. So then I read them. So I wasn't really sure about reading it. But then I saw it in the library and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read it. So far, I read some yesterday morning, and then I've read a few more chapters this morning, and I'm gonna read a little bit more before I try to get some sleep. But so far, I have read to chapter 9, which is page 58. It's pretty interesting. It's like quirky too, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'm gonna read a few more chapters before I try to get some sleep. The other book I checked out from the library, which this one, like, isn't that pretty on the back? It's called A House of Ghosts by W.C. Ryan. I've never heard about this book, like, at all. It was just something I saw, And like, you know, obviously I had seen the spine and I was like, and I'm like, is this supposed to be like a thriller or something? Like, I don't know. And then I took the book off the shelf and it looked so pretty. And I was like, okay, let me read the back of it. And it says, Winter 1917. The First World War has entered its most brutal phase. At Blackwater Abbey, Lord Highmount has arranged a spiritualist gathering to contact his two sons who were lost in the conflict. But as his guests begin to arrive, it gradually becomes clear that each has something to hide. Then, when a storm descends on the island, the guests find themselves trapped. Soon, one of their number will die, for Blackwater Abbey is haunted in more ways than one. So I was like, oh shit. Like, whoa. First of all, I love like historic fiction. I just love it. And secondly, even though it's not like a romance or anything, you know, it sounds more like mystery, thriller, suspense maybe. But it just sounded so interesting. It kind of reminded me of is it 10 Little Indians? Or is it like And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie? I can't remember. I think it's And Then There Were None. Do I actually? Don't I have that book? Yes. Oh. Yes. Okay, never mind. Okay, so it is called 10 Little Indians. I know, you're thinking, whoa, that is an old copy. And you would be right. It is a very old copy. Hold on. This copy, let's see. Where's the date? Oh, yes. This was printed. I'm trying to find out. I think this one was printed in 1977. So, yeah. Anyway, if you're not familiar with 10 Little Indians, it's basically about, I think, like 10 guests that arrive on this island in this like really big house. I haven't read it in a while, but they all arrive and they're arriving because they have basically been like contacted and told they needed to come to this island. And no, like when they each get there, they're each telling each other about how they were told to come here or whatever, and then they all start dying like one by one, but they get trapped on the island and they can't get off, so they all start going like kind of cuckoo and are like, oh my god, somebody here is killing, oh my gosh, one of you is the murderer. Like, you know, it's kind of like, it reminds me of Clue a little bit, you know, the board game. But so yeah, so this, even though it's like very different, and it just like off the bat reminded me of that, except this sounds a little more supernaturally because ghosts. So yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be very good, and I'm very excited to keep reading The Dead Guy Next Door. And I'm excited to just keep reading. And I did not mean for this update to be so freaking long. My camera tilted. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so I think that's all I have to update for now. I probably won't update anything tomorrow. But maybe I'll update again on Wednesday, because today is Monday, if I didn't say that. I don't think it really matters, but, you know, just for context. Anyway, I'll update you guys again either Wednesday or Thursday. And then I'll definitely be updating this weekend since I'm off this weekend. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and make sure to leave a like or a comment. Okay, well, hi everyone. So I just want to give a quick reading update. It is Friday, 17th. So I'm gonna be doing some more recording tomorrow, and then I might do a little bit of updating on Sunday before I edit my video and post it. I guess first things first, I have decided to actually go to my nearest Barnes & Noble instead of just ordering online and go shopping. There is also a used like book and music store that I'm going to be checking out tomorrow. So the closest Barnes & Noble to me is in Johnson City, Tennessee. The next closest one was in Hickory, and I was just like, you know what, let's just go to Johnson City. Let's just do it. So tomorrow I am planning on going to Johnson City to the Barnes & Noble. I'm going to do some shopping, and then I'm going to go down the street and go to the used book and music and more store, see what they have. I don't actually have any books that I want to unhaul right now. I think I'd like to get through at least until the fall, and then hopefully once I've read more of my books that I've had for a while, and if I want to unhaul any of them, I will, but I'm not planning on doing anything like that right now. But I will definitely be taking you guys around to the bookstore a little bit tomorrow so you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, so let's talk for just a couple of minutes about reading updates. I don't have a lot to update, which is why this is going to be pretty short, but I am planning on finishing 2 of my books today. So I've read more in The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. I am loving this. Like, it is great. I love it. It just, the further I get into the book, the funnier it gets, just the better it gets. I love it. I think right now I'm just about halfway almost. I'm on chapter 32, which is page 236. And I think there's like 400 and some pages in this book. 460. And what did I say I was on? And I'm on 236. So yeah, I've got like 230 some odd pages left. So yeah, I would say I'm about right around halfway. So yeah, I am definitely planning on finishing this today. And then I'll be returning it to the library and checking out the next one, because they do have the next 2 in the series, but they didn't have the last one at my public library, so I'm gonna have to, you know, look and see if it's at one of the other ones and if I can put a hold on it. I haven't started reading my other library book yet, because I was trying to finish Awake and The Secret Garden. I haven't read any more in The Secret Garden so far. I had read, you know, like a couple more chapters since the last time I talked about it. So the last time I talked about it, I was on chapter 9, which was page 76. And where did I put my post-it note? And no, it wasn't. Where is my poster? Okay. And currently I have read to chapter 13. So, I mean, I haven't, you know, read a lot. I read like 2 chapters here and then like the next 2 chapters. Yeah, that's 4, right? 4 chapters. Yeah, 4. I don't know why I had to count that. But yeah, I've only read 4 more chapters, but that does put me on page 120. So you know, I'm chugging along. I would definitely also like to finish this weekend. I just want to get it out of the way. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying it. Some of the language is a little different, and I'm, you know, looking up at a couple of things to be like, because I'm a little confused at the language that is used. But it's good. It's fun. It's interesting. So I'm hoping to finish this weekend. And yes, I am hoping to finish Awake by Jen Hatmaker. The last time I talked to you guys about this book, I was on page 101, and I am now on page 143. So I've only read about 40 pages since the last time we talked about it. But it's just really good. I'm just really enjoying this. Even though I was kind of like reading it fast at first, and I'm still very much interested in it, where I just want to like sit and just read it all the way through. But I guess I'm also trying to savor reading a physical book more. But I guess there's savoring and then there's stalling. I'm trying not to stall. Hopefully I will also finish this weekend. And then I had placed a hold on a book with my public library that I picked up this morning once I got off work. It wasn't at my library. Actually, I think the whole series was at another library. But since I had already checked out 2 books, I didn't want to check out like too many and then forget when things were due. So I only placed a hold on the first one for now. And you know, we'll see if I like it. And if I don't, that's okay. I'll return it. But it's called The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese. Deese? I'm not sure. But it's a Fog Harbor romance series. It's a trilogy. This is the first book. Let's see. It says, as a senior acquisitions editor for Fog Harbor Books in San Francisco, Ingrid Erickson has rejected many a manuscript for lack of defined conflict and dramatic irony, 2 elements her current life possesses in spades. In the months following the death of her childhood best friend and international best-selling author Cecilia Campbell, Ingrid has not only lost her ability to escape into fiction due to a rare trauma response, but she's also desperate to find the closure she's convinced will come with Cecilia's missing final manuscript. After Ingrid jeopardizes her career, she fears her future will remain irrevocably broken. But then Joel Campbell, the man who shattered her belief in happily ever afters, offers a sealed envelope from his late cousin Cecilia, asking Joel and Ingrid to put their differences aside and retrieve a mysterious package in their coastal Washington hometown. Honoring Cecilia's last request will change their convictions and test their loyalties. But through it all, will Ingrid and Joel be brave enough to uncover a twice-in-a-lifetime love? So it sounded interesting, and it's book related, and I was like, love it. So it kind of seemed like it was a little bit of a like mystery romance to me, and I like that. I like the suspenseful romance and like the mystery romance. Like I like those elements threaded into romance. And honestly, I kind of found this on a random search of my public library's like website, where they have all their books that that they have in their library, and then the other 2 they're connected to, so like a whole catalog or whatever. I was basically just kind of going through the genres, like seeing what else was at the other 2 libraries that could be put on hold. And when I clicked on the romance section, this book and its 2 other in the series came up, and I was like, oh, like, interesting. So I'm excited to also read this. I don't know when I'll start it. Probably after this weekend. But as long as I'm able to finish these other 3 books, I'm definitely planning on starting How to Lose a Goblin in 10 Days and Dungeon Crawler Carl. Of course, there are a bunch of other books I would like to start reading as well. And of course, I'm going to start my other library book, but anyway. So yeah, that's all for now. Just wanted to give a quick update, let you guys know what's going on in my reading. Okay, everyone, welcome back. I guess I don't really need to say welcome back. Anyway, it is Saturday. I did go to the Barnes & Noble in Johnson City today. I, however, in my book buying, forgot to film like anything. So, but I'm gonna show you guys all of my books. So, most of the, and we're not gonna talk about this receipt. We're just not gonna talk about, we're not gonna talk about how much I spent. I just got paid, so you know, I think it's okay that I went a little crazy. I did save $45 though, if that tells you anything. But yeah, okay. Most of the books I bought were books I haven't read, but had been wanting to read, like knew what they were. And then there's at least, I think like 8 or 9 books that I've already read, that I bought that are all part of a series. And I just love the series. I love it so much. Okay, anyway. So we're gonna start talking, and let me separate them out real quick. Oh, my book bent. No. Okay, we're gonna have to stick something on top of it so it unbends. Okay, first I'm gonna separate my books because I didn't think about that. I'll separate them by books I've read and books I haven't read, and then we can go through the books I haven't read first, and then I will regale you all with the books I've already read and decided to buy actual copies of. I don't want you to see any of the books that I bought though, so I'm trying to not show you, even though the bag's like right here. Okay. Okay, that bag is empty. Let me empty this other one. Okay, you can't see me pull them out of the bag. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I have a lot more books that I haven't read than I have read. I was pretty sure that was the case, because I mean, I like buying books that I've read that I really enjoy and that I know I'm going to reread or have already reread once, like as an ebook. But I'm not just gonna buy books I've read to buy books I've read, if that makes sense. Like, if I didn't really enjoy the series or standalone or whatever it was, I just don't feel the need to have like a physical copy of it, because if I get a wild hair and decide that I would like to reread that again, then most of the time I either have it on my Apple Books or I can search it back on my Kindle and, you know, read it like that if I want to. All right, now that one's empty. Okay, so yes, let's talk about first all the books I bought that I haven't read before. Okay, hold on. Let me, because that's part Okay, I'm still trying to. Okay. Okay. So, first off, many of you who enjoyed the series will probably be happy to know that I have bought the other two in the series. And I was able to get the same kind of exclusive edition that I got for the first one. And so I got Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands and Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. You have actually I don't know if you guys like could understand, but you have no idea how happy I was to get the same type of exclusive edition for these two as I got for the first one, because I didn't actually realize that I bought an exclusive edition of the first one when I bought it online. I just thought I was buying a paperback version because I just wasn't too concerned about having a hardback. And when I got it, you know, I was like, I'm gonna have to buy the other two in the same kind of edition or they're just not gonna match and blah blah blah. So I will be finishing this series sometime, who knows when. Okay, next I got God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Honestly, this just sounds so interesting and mystery thriller kind of seems like, and I'm here for it. I've only heard a little bit about this. I think I've only seen 2 other creators having reviewed this book. I can't remember if they liked it or not. I think they liked it enough, but I don't know if it was like a 5-star read for them. But it sounded super good to me, so I bought it. Now, I think this book has kind of been, like, I think it has like a taboo kind of relationship in it. And I don't remember if I've seen anybody talking about this either. But I had seen it once before and I had read the back and I was like, like, it sounds kind of interesting, but like not really interested in reading it like right now, so I never bought a copy. And it wasn't like something like, it wasn't ever something that I just felt like I like had to read, and so I just never tried to get it on ebook or anything and read it, because I'm always reading something, and I was just like, maybe I'll come back to it later. But I saw it in the store, and this edition came with bonus material at the end. So I was like, you know what? I just need to buy it. I don't know. I was just like, let's just buy it. I'll read it. Don't know when, but I'll read it. And that is Credence by Penelope Douglas. So if you've read it, if you liked it, or if you had any kind of like feelings about it, let me know. Thank you. Next, I actually saw this book recently, and I definitely wanted to read it, but I could definitely tell that it was probably going to sadden me, possibly make me cry at some point. And I try to just avoid sad books like that unless I'm really in the mood to read like a sad book. But they had it at the store. They had a collector's edition that includes a short story and an author letter. So I decided to get it, and it is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I think it's basically like in this world, you get told within like 24 hours of dying that you're going to die in 24 hours or whatever. Like you get told the day before that you're going to die at this time the next day. And there's like, what does it say? It says on September 5th, a little after midnight, Death Cast calls Mateo Torres and Rufus Emitero to deliver some bad news. They're going to die in less than 24 hours. Through the Last Friend app, these total strangers will meet up for one final epic adventure, to live a lifetime in a single day. This collector's edition contains an exclusive short story and a letter to readers from Adam Silvera. Discover the story that reminds us that there's no life without death, no love without loss, and that it's quite possible to change your whole world in a day. So it just sounds so good and heartbreaking. But I saw this, where did I see it? I think I either saw it on my Kindle app or on my Apple Books app a few weeks ago, and I saved it because I was like, oh, that sounds really good, but I didn't want to buy it right away because I knew I wasn't going to read it right away. But I had saved it because I wanted to read it. So then I saw this and I was like, yes. Another book, I have heard mixed things about it. Mostly on the positive end. Nothing like really bad. And I wanted to buy it, you know, like months ago and read it during the holidays. But I decided to like hold off. But obviously I will not be reading this book until the end of the year because you guessed it, I got Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I'm excited to read. But I think in general, the consensus for the book is that it's got a really interesting premise and really just interesting like things that happen in it, but it fell a little short and was a little confusing towards the end. Like things were kind of, I don't even know how to describe it because since I haven't read it yet and I can't like remember specifically what was said, but to the point, it was a good book. Just I think there were some things like left unanswered maybe. But anyway, I've been wanting to read it, so I bought it. I will not be reading it though until the end of the year in my Christmassy vibes. Now, the next, I said that weird, also. I have been eyeing this book for a while. Again, it's just something I haven't put on a priority to buy, but I decided to buy it today. And that is Watermoon. What is it by Samantha Soto Yamabao? I don't know if that's how you say her name. I hope it is. Anyway, I mean, I was definitely interested in the premise of the story. Again, like I said, I just hadn't put it on like a priority to buy because, guys, I have so many books and I'm getting through them very slow. So I wish I had better bookshelves. Like I pretty much just have this one. And then I just have books sitting like in stacks around my room because I don't have any more shelves and I wish I had shelves so I could just have like a whole shelf for like to be read books, and then like my other shelves excuse me, could just be, you know, books I've already read so I could keep them separate, but I do not have shelves. So but yes, I am very interested in reading this. Okay. That was the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was the first 7 books I bought. that I have not read yet. I'm sorry, that looks kind of weird. Like my leg, it kind of makes me feel naked looking at it like this. Okay, anyway. So those were the first 7 books that I bought that I haven't read yet, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books to show you guys that I have not read yet that I bought. Okay, so first off, this book, I wanted to read it last year. I just never bought it because I just kept getting distracted by other books. Anyway, I got The Hurricane Wars by Thea Gonzo. Gonzon? See, I'm not saying her name right. And I know this is a duet with A Monsoon Rising, I think. I don't think it's a trilogy series. I think it's just a duet book, duology. I'll have to look it up to confirm, or maybe you guys know. But anyway, so I bought The Hurricane Wars. I bought a book that everyone has been talking about and that everyone says is super good and that they really love. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to jump on that train. I don't know when I'm going to read it to be able to actually fully jump on the train, but I jumped on the train by buying it. And that is The Raven Scholar. I bought a paperback version. I don't know if I just said this or not, but I'd rather have paperbacks than hardbacks. I think I did say that. But yeah, The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. So I'm excited to read that. Next, I bought another book. Sorry. I can't remember. Yeah, I bought another book. Actually, I had this saved for a while on my Apple Books because I thought I might just read it on there, but I haven't gotten to it. So I decided to buy the paperback because I already bought my other one by her. The Last Dragon of the East by Katrina Kwan. So, yeah. I'm just excited about all the books I bought. Oh, and this one. I'm actually really excited about this one. It is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. If I love this one as much as I loved Masters of Death, it's gonna be a good time. And then the last 2 that I got, well, not that I got overall, but the last 2 that I got that I haven't read, The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. Yes. I have been wanting to read this for a while. I think it sounds super interesting. It just, not whimsical, but like it's like a mysterious, like kind of like paranormal, it seems like. But anyway, I'm excited that I finally have a copy because my older sister actually bought a copy not too long ago, and I was like, oh, I want to read that. So, yes. And it's the sprayed edges are so pretty. I'm just glad that I got this, and it's only, it's only book 1 in the series. Somewhere Beyond the Sea is the next book in the series. So I'm hoping I'll like this as much as I think I will, and then I'll get the next one. What does that say? Yes. Sorry, I just got a notification about the Hurricanes beating the Senators. I mean, the Hurricanes are one of my favorite hockey teams, but they're not like my ultimate favorite hockey team. Even though I'm in North Carolina and they probably should be my favorite team. Okay, anyway, the last book I bought that I haven't read is also by TJ Klune. I had actually heard about this series a while ago, and I was definitely interested in reading it. Again, I just never got around to it. And today I almost bought this one. I bought book 1, but I almost bought book 2, 3, and 4 as well because it had all of them. But I was like, no, stop. Read book 1. If you don't enjoy book 1, there is no reason to buy 2, 3, and 4 because you may not enjoy them. Even though like each book is about a different couple, I was like, if you don't really fall in love with like the world and like the characters that you meet in book 1, you're probably not really gonna like the other books, or you might not enjoy them as much as you thought you would. Anyway, so I only bought the first book in the series. It's the Green Creek series, I think. Yeah, the Green Creek series. It is Wolfsong by TJ Klune. So I'm super excited to read this because also it just sounds good. This first one is like a man-on-man romance, but all of the books in the series aren't man-on-man. This one is man-on-man, and I think the second book is man-on-man, and then the third one is a male-female. I don't know what the fourth one is. I didn't read the back of that one. But yeah, I was legit about to buy the first 4 books without even really knowing if I was going to enjoy the first one. I was just like, you know what? Let me read the first one, see if I like the world, the characters, because, you know, if I don't, not that I've wasted money, because I don't think money spent on books is ever wasted, but, so yeah. Now, let's talk about all the books I bought that I have read. Basically, they're all from 2 different series by the same author. This is book 1. That is book something. Hold on. Yes, that's book 2. Book 3. Yeah, book 4. I think this is a novella between here, and then book 5. Okay. I had to get it straight before I showed you. And then, oh yeah, that's right. And then I got book 2 and 3 of a series by the same author as my 5 books and novella. I was actually really disappointed they didn't have book 1 for this other series, but that's okay. I can order it. And I still love both of these. Actually, one of them like literally just came out on the 14th of April. So I actually wasn't sure if they would have any copies left. They literally had one of each, book 2 and 3. Okay, maybe I should just tell you what series it is, because otherwise you're just gonna keep getting confused. So yeah, it's called The Wrong Player series, I think, but it's by C.R. Jane. This is book 2, The Wrong Play, and then The Wrong Catch, book 3, just came out on the 14th. I've already read it on the Kindle app. I was like waiting for it to like load and be there like while I was at work that night. And then I literally read this in like hours. I was like, read. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So yeah, The Wrong Quarterback is the first book. And this is The Wrong Player series. I think that's what it's called. But The Wrong Quarterback is the first book. Wrong Player second. The Wrong Catch third. And The Wrong Call, I think is what it's called, is going to be the 4th book. And that one just sounded so freaking good. But I don't think the 4th book is coming out until the beginning of next year. So I'm going to have to wait a while, even though it sounded super juicy and good. But the other 5 books plus novella, that I bought in a series were also by C.R. Jane, and it's The Wrong Pucking Player series. Is it called The Wrong Pucking Player series? I can't remember. I can't remember what the... See, now I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on what the actual series is called, but there is 5 books plus a novella down here. I think that's where the novella is. Or the novella might be between book 3 and 4. That actually might be where it's at. But I'm actually rereading this whole series right now, so it's so nice that I have the paper bags. Yeah, right now I am in the middle of rereading, The Wrong Pucking Date, book 3. So after I finish doing this, I'm gonna look and see if the novella is actually right after book 3 or if it's book 4. I think it actually might be book 3 though, but we'll see. So yeah, I got The Pucking Wrong Number, The Pucking Wrong Guy, The Pucking Wrong Date, The Pucking Wrong Man, and The Pucking Wrong Rookie. Yes. I'm so happy to have these. I really do love this series. Basically, this series, if you're reading C.R. Jane, I would start with this series. It's a kind of like dark romance or dark hockey romance. But I don't know if like categorizing it as dark hockey romance is completely right. I feel like it's more of a cuz like the characters are like the male characters are a little unhinged, and they'll do whatever they can to keep their woman, and so they're a little unhinged in that way, where they kind of do like morally gray things to like get to know their women or like keep their women, you know. And this series, the Wrong Player series, comes after the hockey romance series. So this is a football dark romance series. Again, I don't know if I would really categorize it as dark romance. I think it's more the male characters are unhinged and will do anything to keep their ladies. And so I don't really consider these dark romance, if that makes sense. But I'm not sure what kind of romance they would be considered. Maybe just like sports romance. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just so excited to have all these books by C.R. Jane. And then the last book I got, that my cover bent. I'll have to let it sit under some books for a little bit. I've been trying to get the name of this series right ever since I mentioned I read it. But I will not get it right until now because I have the book right in front of me. It is The Starlight Grove, Book 1. It is Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. Already read it on Kindle. Loved it. I cannot wait for the next book to come out. I think it comes out soon, in the next like few months. I'd have to look it up to be sure. But loved it. Excited to have a copy. Yeah, look at my poor book. I'm gonna have to sit something on it and let it form back like it should be. But look at this pretty sprayed edge. Like, and that's like contour of a map. Yeah, and it's just sky, clouds up there. But yeah, honestly, I loved this book. And yeah, I just can't wait to read the next in the series. So that is all that I got on my book haul today. Yeah. Hey everyone. Okay, so this is the last update before I finish editing my video and upload it. Yes, I am recording this on Monday. Yes, I meant to record it yesterday and edit and post. So I'm sorry that it was done late. But yeah. Honestly, I spent most of my day yesterday finishing The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. It was so good, by the way. I can't wait to take this back to the library and get the next one, because they have the next two. I know there's 3 more after this one, but they have the next 2, so I'm definitely going to get the next one. And I think I will definitely be buying this series when I am, you know, when I get paid again or whatever. I mean, come on, guys. I spent like so much money on the books I just got. Gotta save some money again for a bit. Okay, but anyway, yeah, so I finished The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. It was so good. It was so funny. I loved all the psychic stuff in it. You know, it was just really good, and I really enjoyed all the characters, and I can't wait to find out what happens next to Riley and Nick. The next thing, I think I'm about 50% through The Secret Garden now. I know I have been talking about this book since I said I was gonna start reading it in like February, I think. And it is April now, but you know, I think I told you guys last time when I was reading it that I got to page like 120 something. What was it? Yeah, I was on page 120, and I have only read to page 179, but so I haven't read too much. I think it's like 5 chapters. And there is 291 pages. So I have a little more than 100 pages left to read. I do plan on finishing this today on Monday. So I'm excited to finally finish this book and get it out of the way. So I hope you guys enjoy this whole video. I don't know if I'll be releasing a video in this next weekend, but I think I will definitely be recording about what I've read, what I liked about what I read, you know, all that. I just don't know if it will come out on Sunday or if I'll work on it a bit more and then it'll come out. I don't know, we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back to my channel for more. And if you have any questions, comment. If you like this video, like it. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.